Today is day 1 of the 31 Days of Aquariums, in which each day of March I will be using one of my aquariums to illustrate a lesson, show off an Aquarial.io feature, or walk through a devlog of a new feature that I've developed just for those days' events. So the tank we're going to be looking at today is one that I call the Nano Peninsula. It's about 6 gallons and I started it back in October, so it's about 5 months old now. And it's very stable, very simple. It's got some Marsilia in it, some corkscrew valves, some Ludwigi arcuata, some shrimp. But I'm actually going to be transferring ownership of it to a couple of my friends who live nearby.
The glass just shattered.
You're also going to see a little bit of the behind the scenes work that goes into implementing a new feature to transfer ownership of one user's setup to another user.
How do you know you're not getting shrimp?
If I'm doing this, I'm like pushing around with my fingers.
Oh, so it scares them.
But then it wouldn't be on while you're home. You could literally just turn it on like when you get home or something,
and turn it off before we go to bed.
because it doesn't need to be much. Like again, the whole principle of this tank is that like it's easy and chill and should be slow growth. So it's totally fine with like even if you did probably like 4 hours, like it'd be fine. The buttons here on the top.
What is the blue for?
It's like a nightlight, but you don't.
I mean, that would be nice
They-
for when we watch movies.
Yeah.
People ask me pretty often how to move a tank with all kinds of plants and hardscape in it. And if it's a small tank like this, it's pretty easy. All you need to do is just get some wet paper towels and put them on the plants. Make sure it's all secure and stuff, and then you can just pick it up and move it if it's a pretty small tank. Just make sure there's a little bit of water if there's any livestock in there. Like I just have shrimp, so it's fine, but there you go.
Can we name it Underwater Naboo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After tonight, you should be able to.
Yeah.
So I spent about 50 minutes or so sketching out the first version of this feature, including its limitations and current unknowns, new database entities and operations, and an outline of the UI components. Let's go implement it now. So for these features that are low-key kind of half-baked and are only meant for me to use until they're perfected, I will typically just gate them to admin use only first.
Later that same evening.
I finally finished that feature, and here you can see me going to the details tab and sending it to my friend Seb, and now it appears as his, and on the setup card you'll see something that looks like a trainer's Pokemon card saying Mishka's Nano Peninsula. So if you want to see what the next 30 days look like for this type of content, please follow and or subscribe, and check out aquarial.io if you want to make your own profile for your aquariums.